up guys, Nick here, Let's Drift Media. Thank you for coming back to the channel. Please hit that subscribe button if you're new. But on today's episode, I'm going to be showing you guys how to wire coil on plug with the KA24DE-T with the megasquirt MSPN2 with K24 Honda smart coils. Let's get started.
Hey, Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up.
I'll leave the link in the description if you would like to buy the same kit. They had a good Black Friday sale that came with the wire harness, coil packs, little plate, and the distributor cover. So, and the oil cap and all the hardware. So, looks pretty straightforward. It's got some factory connectors that are going to go to the vehicle itself. Looks like this is probably going to be ignition wire. And we got cylinder 1, 2, 3, and 4. This will go to my megasquirt standalone ECU. So as you guys been following the channel, this is my KA24DE-T S14. It's got it back up and running now. I know the last video it got blown up, had a bad rod bearing on cylinder 2, but got forged pistons, CP pistons, and eagle rods. Had the machine shop do its work, reassembled it, assembled the motor here at the pad, and got everything hooked back up. I did have to replace the turbo, which is a Garrett T28 again, or for the first time, when I ran dry on oil and spun rod bearing on cylinder 2. Also took the turbo out with it. So that really sucked, but now it's up and running pretty nice. Reasons why you would want to do the coil pack conversion on these motors with the distributor spark ignition. When we went to dyno tune it, anything past like 8 and 9 kind of PSI, we started misfiring and just losing spark because there was just too much air going into the cylinders. So hence why we're going coil on plug ignition. You're going to get a lot better spark doing this, and I haven't really seen too many videos of people actually making the conversion. There is some info online, so I figured I'd make this video, hopefully help somebody out. I've never done this before, so we'll be learning as we go. So first thing I'm going to do obviously is unplug each of the spark plug wires. Next, I'm going to unscrew the distributor cap. Pull this piece off. This did come with the distributor wheel. See it in there? But I already did put an aftermarket one in when I went KAT, when I got the megasquirt ECU, so don't think I'll be needing this, but I'll still show you guys what it looks like in there. Alright, went ahead and removed the distributor cap. These two 8mm, one on each side. Next, we're going to pop this cover on. Went ahead and put this adapter plate and put both Allens in to hold the plate down. Then put each coil pack with one of the spacers underneath each coil pack. And went ahead and plugged them all in. Put the aftermarket oil filler cap. Oh, already looks super badass. All we have is our 4 signal wires, ignition on, 12 volt power we need, and we need to connect this ground, but this wire harness is super sick. Seems like it already made everything so much easier. But if you do have to replace the ignition wheel, or whatever it's called, just pull this piece off. Go ahead and set that right there. Then pull this cover off. I already have my aftermarket one on there. It's probably the same one that they actually sent me. But if you did have to replace that, you would just unscrew this bolt nut right here, slide this wheel out, slide your new wheel in, bolt it back together. Does look like though, not sure, might have to chop this. I think I saw somebody do that in one of their videos. That first piece took off, had to trim that little piece sticking off the distributor in order to get this piece to mount flush This is really only if you want to delete your distributor. You could obviously do this swap and leave your stock distributor there. Just don't have it plugged in, remove the wires, but this looks a lot cleaner. And yeah, I'm just gonna bolt this down. We're gonna have to wire those and we'll continue. So we got the cap on. This is one step maybe you can save to the end. Kind of wish I didn't cut that piece so I can make sure the car still starts. But luckily I still have an extra distributor in case I do have to run the old setup till I figure it out. But now all we're left is to find a ground for this guy. It's kind of short wire. I don't know where they want you to run it. If they just want you to ground it on the valve cover, I might do that or extend the wire. The rest of the harness, need to find a 12 volt ignition wire to give it power and the 4 signal wires. So I'm gonna look up on megasquirt's website to see the pinout for the ECU. We got a gang of wires right here coming out of the ECU. We need to figure out which one it's gonna be for each cylinder. But overall, it looks super clean, guys. This thing is just becoming a monster. This cap is a nice touch. Not necessary, of course, but looks pretty ballin'. And the coil packs. So I'm gonna pull up the wiring diagram. I'll show you guys, but it is available on megasquirt's website as well.
2 days later.
All right, well, not too sure where I left off with this video because probably spent like a whole day chasing my tail, looking on Google. There is not much information about wiring the megasquirt MSPN2 to a KA24 with Honda K24 coil packs with the wiring specialty harness. So this is probably the point of the video you're looking for if you were struggling like me. So obviously, bolt down the bracket, bolt in the coil packs. That's easy enough. Coming over here, we'll have our harness coming off. Yellow wire with the fuse, that is 12 volt power. You want to wire that somewhere that's going to get 12 volt power constantly with the key on. For right now, I just wired it straight to the alternator just so I can test it out. Other wire off the wire harness is a ground, which I just tapped right here to my intake manifold. That's there for now. And the important part, the 4 signal wires for each ignition coil. If you guys have this same kit that I bought from NicetimeRacing, you can see they are individually numbered, which cylinder they are. And here is our ECU. I went ahead and pulled it out. According to the wiring diagram megasquirt gives you, ignition A, B, C, D starts on pin 17. So they do it in reverse order. So pin 17, the second one in the middle, is going to be ignition A. Pin 16 is going to be ignition B. Pin 15, ignition C. Pin 14, ignition D. So I'll go ahead and put a screenshot so you guys can see the pinout. But one thing to really focus on when you're doing this is make sure you're looking at the ECU the correct way. I mean, I don't think you can see on camera, but if you zoom in, there is a number on there, so you know 18's on this side, not on this side. Originally, when I was trying to wire them up, I was wiring from this side, thinking this second one on the middle row was pin 17, but I had it upside down.
What an idiot!
It's kind of a little bit hard to tell, but if you actually look at your ECU, you can see the numbers, so make sure you are wiring to the corresponding pin. And another thing you would think you would be supposed to, or you would think you would have to do, is wire ignition in order. So 1 to A, 2 to B, 3 to C, 4 to D. But with this megasquirt ECU, the way they do their A, B, C, D is firing order. So on a KA24 is going to be 1, 3, 4, 2. So first I tried wiring up cylinder 1 to A, cylinder 2 to B, cylinder 3 to C, cylinder 4 to D. Didn't work. Then I found out you're supposed to go firing order. So I tried 1 to A, 3 to B, 4 to C, 2 to D. Still didn't work. Luckily, Pal, you guys should check out his shop, really hooked me up, and also has the best customer service because he's the one who got the answer for me. In order for this setup to work, you need to wire cylinders 1 and 4 to pin 17 on the ECU. So that's going to be cylinders 1 and 4 to ignition A. So you guys can see I have those two right here, both going to ignition A on the ECU. And cylinders 2 and 3 going to pin 16 on the ECU, which is ignition B. So I'll repeat that. Pin 17 on the ECU, cylinders 1 and 4 from the coil packs. Pin 16, ignition B on the ECU, cylinders 2 and 3 from the coil packs. So we got both 2 coil packs going to 1 ignition wire and 2 coil packs going to the ignition B wire. And that's all you need to do for wiring. Right now you can see it's pretty trash, but I needed to figure out how to get my car to run at least and get spark because I was not getting spark. And once you open up your megasquirt settings in the tuner software, you're going to go right here to ignition settings, ignition options. Assuming your car ran before on whatever settings you had, you are going to come down right here to spark output. Not spark output, single coils, number of coils. And you are going to set this to wasted spark. So obviously you're going to have to plug in the ECU to the wire harness, plug in your VGA adapter to the laptop, and plug in that harness. Pigtail connector for the options, the ignition cylinders. And coming over here, set it to wasted spark. You're going to hit burn. And if you did change a setting, mine's obviously set already, you're going to have to cycle the key. So you go key off, key back on. And it should sync up the settings, and from there you should get spark. And I did try a bunch of other stuff before I found out this information. Like I thought I was on coil and plug, so I put coil and plug, hit burn, cycle the key, and then you get this message. It says you have a settings error. You can see the tach is freaking out. Tried starting like this, I was not getting any spark. So all you gotta change is wasted spark for spark A output IGN1 normal. Hit burn, do a key cycle, and from there you should be good to go. So that was really the only part I couldn't figure out is 1, how to wire the coils to the ECU, and 2, what settings. But settings, wasted spark. Wiring pin 17 to cylinders 1 and 4, pin 16 to cylinders 2 and 3, and make sure you are looking at the pigtail in the right orientation, because again, I thought I was looking at it, but the way my ECU is sitting right now, it is opposite, flipped upside down of what the diagram is. It should actually be like this. So I ended up wiring like pin 11 and 12 or something to the wires, and that's probably why I wasn't getting spark in the first place, even with the settings on the ECU. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I just gotta clean up the wires and actually run it through the firewall legitly, but I recommend doing something like this before, just to at least get your car running. And again, hopefully your car was already running before you did this, since you do have to chop that little ground rod off the distributor. Once you do that, there is no going back. One thing I did forget to mention is this 2-pin connector on the distributor. Go ahead and unplug it. You don't need that, because that's what powered the distributor to give it spark in the first place. But since spark's not coming from here, you don't want that, or else this little ground spike, you're gonna get some spark flying across here, which would actually happen to me before I found out. But leave the other main connector on the distributor and you should be good to go. I really hope this video helps you guys, because I was pulling my hair out. I could not find anything on Google or YouTube. I saw another guy on YouTube. He did help me out with his experience. He was doing the similar swap, but he ultimately gave up. Was able to figure it out. Huge shout out to Pal for getting me that information. But yeah, overall, once you have the information you need, very easy upgrade. And we should be able to run more than 8 pounds of boost now without blowing out the spark. I'll go ahead and start it up for you guys. Funny at first. I don't know, because I had the ECU unplugged and everything and I had to relearn, but here we got it, guys. So obviously you probably still got to get it tuned. I haven't done a test drive with this, but it sounds really good and it's running just like it did before when it was on distributors. So hopefully we're able to up the boost now, get this thing running on some more horsepower. So we'll see, but hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm sure it'll help anybody out. I wish somebody made this video for me when I was doing this install, but I'll catch you guys later. Peace!